Okay, let me just turn this on speaker view real quick. All right. And you guys, I'm just going to make sure that everyone is muted. All right, looks like we have everybody muted. All right, we are ready to roll. All right. Okay, you guys, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get this started. For those of you, you may know me, you may not know me. I know that we have a lot of people coming from outside of when we initially created this. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of background. I do see a lot of familiar faces here on this call. We have been working on this project since August of last year, and it kind of fell through in December, and we had to start all over from scratch again. And this was, I'm going to tell you, this was one hell of an investment between myself, our business partner, Anthony Aboud, who is the brains. He's the green personality behind this. He's the developer, the code writer, everything like that. He is not on this call with us today. He is traveling, pitching this software to some other companies because we have seen so many great things for this. So long story short, I have been in network marketing for over 25 years, and throughout the process of all of the technological advances that we've had, we found that we really needed a need for this to keep us organized, to do follow-up, to put stuff into our calendar and have everything that is done basically from one spot. Your messages on social media, and there's so much more. Like we can develop websites, landing pages. We have parser chats. We have rollover chats. We have so many great things available on this platform for about 12 to 15% of all the other places that you're going to go. So if you have text messaging service, if you have email service, if you have a blog, if you have a website done through a third party, everything like this, we all house within one roof. And not only that, what's also really great is that we have an app that tracks all of your messages from text to email to social media. And that for me was one of the biggest things that was a huge time saver for myself. And especially if you have a more robust social media, but you'll never miss a message. And that is one of the things that I truly love about the app that we have created. So throughout this process, I am not a technological person. I know where my craft lies. I just saw a need for this. And so what had happened through the course of this very early on is that Kelly actually has an IT background. I've been in business with her for over 5 years. I did not know this. And so when she signed up for the beta testing, and then she's like, oh, we could go really far places with this. And she kind of bridged that gap. And so now what we've been able to do is be able to explain something that is it is intricate. You guys, there are layers to this, but she really took it and was able to explain it. And especially you guys, if you're in any sales capacity, a lot of us are not, we are not technologically savvy, right? So she kind of bridged that gap. And so now she pretty much solely runs all of this. She is your main modality for communication, for training, for introducing this to your business partners, to other team members. But without further ado, I want her to show you everything that's possible with this platform. And I don't care what kind of business that you're in. If you have a client base, you're going to need this just because of the nurture campaign alone. So I'm going to let Kelly explain all the fundamentals. I'm just excited, for this, you guys. And I'll give you an example. Last month, I only sent out one text messaging throughout the entire month because I had a lot of other things going on. And when I did it 3 times the month prior, my sales were up by 20% from the previous month. And then my sales were down for last month for just my personal sales alone. So I'm going to tell you this works. You're going to hear from some other people. You guys drop in the chat where you're calling in from, what you're excited about if you're using this. If you are just checking us out for the first time, or maybe you dabbled in it a little bit, tell us what you're looking for this to solve. And then if you are using this and you've had great results, I want you to put those comments in the chat box. So let me know all the great things or all the things that you're curious about, because this is how we can curate and do these training calls. So without further ado, Kelly, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm going to make it a host. I'm going to make you the host so you can share the screen. So come on board, sis.
Thank you. So first off, I see a lot of familiar faces and names in here. So thank you guys for coming on and supporting. I know some of these names are people I've spoken to just within our business itself, and others are users. So we have a good mix of people here. So I want to go back for 1 second, talk about the whole beta process and kind of what happened within that beta process and how I got to where I am. So I was part of beta, and yes, my background is very techie. I was part of beta, and as we kept going through it, I kept getting more and more excited, and I kept seeing more and more the big picture of what this business could do for me individually at that point. It was all about me because I was a user then. And as we got more through beta, I had recognized that we had Anthony, who very, very techie, and then we have Toni, who knows the field very well. And I recognized that I felt like there was a missing link. There was something in the middle that need to come to really help the users. So I approached Anthony and Toni literally out of nowhere. And they were both probably like, who the heck are you, girl? And I was like, can I please send you my resume? I have the experience that I feel like you guys need in order to help everybody in this industry that has a customer base. So I sent him my resume, and here we are. So what I was really thrilled about coming on board with Toni and Anthony was that now I was in this place of it could help me in my business, but dang, now I get to help you guys in your businesses. And that for me was super exciting. We are all in this business of wanting to help other people. So now I get to help you guys within the CRM, and I still get to help people within my own business. So it was really fun for it all to come together for me. So that was the biggest thing for me, being part of beta and coming on board to work here, is that I wanted to not only help myself in business, but just to be able to help you guys as well has been massive. So one of the biggest things when I came along that I recognized that we really, really needed within the CRM was to have this vision and this process to set you guys up to be successful for the CRM. So before we even go into the visual of what it looks like, I just want to tell you guys, we have every single resource and thing you could ever imagine to be successful. What I mean by that, we have training libraries, we have guides, we have Q&As, we have bonus calls, like the list goes on and on, masterminds. We do everything we can in order to make you successful. And how that has worked is people have come to me and said, hey, I would like to learn this with the CRM. And you know what I do? I say, that's a great idea. Let's do a call on that. So this is your guys' program. This is for you. This is to benefit you. And I'm here to support you and train you through that. So we have all the resources for you guys to be successful. I cannot think of any other program I've ever used in my life where I have the type of support that we give you guys. So just know we set you up to succeed with the CRM. So I'm sure a lot of you might be at a point where you don't truly understand what the CRM can even do. You probably understand what a CRM maybe is, but you may not understand what it can do for you. So I'm going to do a visual and a little bit of a walkthrough, but before we even get there, I just want you to understand, and for a lot of people, this is hard to wrap their brains around, but the CRM can do anything and everything you could imagine that you need within your business. And when I say that, a lot of the time people are like, oh, okay, Kelly, I'm like, seriously. People will come to me and say, hey, I'd like to implement this or try this. And I use my brain and I go, okay, we can't do it exactly like that, but we can try this, this, and this, and that will still give you the same end result. So just know the CRM is a one-stop shop for you to do everything within your business. Right now in my business, I do two things, my back office and my CRM. That is all I ever do anymore and all I ever need to access anymore. Okay, so I just want to say that a one-stop shop for everything. So with that said, I'm going to share my screen, but the other thing that I want to mention that I feel like sounds kind of quirky, but I am way more hands-off in my business now than I've ever been, but I am way more knowledgeable on what's happening in my business. And that's because of how the CRM allows me to now run my business. I don't have to do as much hands-on stuff, but I'm able to see the big picture and pay more attention to what's happening on a daily basis. With that said, I'm going to share. And we're going to walk through some of the things that I think are very, very impactful for you, no matter what industry or business you are in. So again, the CRM is a one-stop shop. And one of the most important things within any sort of business is our contacts, our people, our ability to stay connected to them. So what we are able to do in the CRM is we have an area where we can house our contacts. This is an area where we are able to make notes on people, continue to stay in touch with them, all of these different ways of nurturing and maintaining those relationships and friendships can be done from within the CRM. Now, for those who start using the CRM, what happens is we can actually upload contacts into the system as long as you have a CSV or an Excel file. So if you have 1,000 contacts sitting somewhere else and you're like, dang, I don't want to add those all into my system. In that time of me doing that twice, we could already have your contacts uploaded. So just know we can bring your business from all of these different programs and things that you're using into one place. And your contacts is a very, very important part of that. This is the lifeline of your business. So within this contact section, what I really like too about it is we can do things on a mass level. So what I mean by that is if I want to touch base with a specific grouping of people, let's say I met them at a trade show or something, I don't have to go one by one to message those people. I can mass text message that group of people and say, hey, I met you at this event, was thinking of you today. How are you? I can message 100 people at one time, the same dang message. And if they choose to respond to me, then I, as a human, can pick up that conversation. But I'm essentially saving myself time from not sitting and messaging people one by one by one. So one of the biggest things for the CRM is to save you time, but also to organize you better. And this contacts area is very, very important to get you organized. One of the first things that I make sure I do is I get people's information. They go into my CRM. Before I didn't really do that. I'd maybe add them on Facebook and then I might not even remember what their name was. I'm trying to search for them. No, they go right into my CRM. I make notes of where I met them, what the deal was with them. And now my ability to nurture that relationship is a lot stronger because I have a better organizational method. Now, further to our contacts, we have a conversations section. So this is really cool as well, because right now we have people coming at us left, right, and center, texting, Facebook Messenger, Instagram. We have all of these different avenues to communicate. So we have the ability in the CRM to integrate into your Facebook Business Messenger, your Instagram Messenger, and then you also get a new business texting number. So let's say, for example, Toni sends me a text today. It comes into my system. And then Toni messages me on Instagram. That also comes into the CRM for me. But now what's super cool about it is it comes into one channel. So all of my messaging with Toni is in one conversation versus a bunch of different places. I've had people message me before, customers, to ask me a question on Instagram and then have texted me a different question. And then I go, where the heck did they send that question to? It is now all in one channel for me and one conversational channel with that individual. To me, that is massive. That is massive for my mental health and not scrambling to figure out where people are messaging me. But further than that, again, just the ability to nurture our contacts is that much better because it's easy to scroll back and see what were my previous conversations with them. What products did I recommend? What were we talking about? Was there an event I mentioned? It's easier to be able to quickly scroll back up to see what a recent conversation was like with them. So for me, that's also been a very, very big thing. Then we go into the automation area. Automation can be a place where we kind of lose people. But what I want to say to you is, and we'll get into this, but we have 3-tier options to come into the CRM. 2 of them have automations built out for you that essentially allow you to utilize the pieces of the CRM, and all those pieces that are there have automations attached to them. So what I mean by that, I'm just going to use one example of, we have something called a birthday club. So 2 out of the 3 tiers have a birthday club. And what it is it's a lead generation tool. Get people to sign up for your birthday club, and then you send them a gift in the mail when it gets close to their birthday. That has automations built to it. That is already set up for you to utilize. So you have the ability to utilize what's already in here and automatic messages that are set up to help you run your business, but you also have the capability to create your own. Now, right now, the people who don't use the CRM, I guarantee most of you are thinking, I would never be able to create my own automated messages. I can tell you right now, you're lying to yourself. This is the most user-friendly CRM you would ever come across. And again, we have all the trainings to be able to set you up for success. And I'm going to call out one person because I see her right now, Miss Susie Bennett. She is a newer user to the CRM, and that girl, the questions that she's asking and the things that she's already doing in the CRM is incredible. And the biggest thing for her is that she's committed the time to learn, to show up to the calls, to watch the trainings, to ask the questions, and she's a rock star. So just know, no matter where you come in at, as long as you're showing up, you're asking the questions, and you're attempting to learn, you're going to succeed. I recently did a training with Miss Judy Pinner. I don't know if Judy's in here, but Judy's in her 70s. And that same thing, she is rocking it because she is showing up and she's learning and she's wanting to progress with her usage of the CRM. So with that said, automations, they're built out for you. They're there for you to be able to, again, nurture and maintain relationships. But I want to talk about, and this is specifically for Mon8 people. So if there's non-Mon8 people on here, I'm sorry, but this one is focused on Mon8 people. And there's 3 things that the system will do for us specifically as Mon8 market partners. The first one is sending automatic flagship reminders. The second I get a flagship reminder email, that email talks to the system, and don't worry so much about that part, but it talks to the system, recognizes my VIP and sends them a message and says, hey girl, you have a flagship coming up on this date. This is what's in your flagship. If you need it changed, here's a video to watch how to change your flagship. I've done this much, and my VIP has gotten a reminder text message. We have also the ability for new VIP and new market partner onboarding campaigns to happen like this. And those happen through what's called an email parser. And the email parser comes in 2 of the 3 tiers. So essentially what it's doing is it's reading your Mon8 emails and it's looking for 3 things: flagships, new VIPs, new market partners. And what it's going to do is it's going to send automatic messages to that specific group of people. So my new VIPs get a landing page with info, which again is part of the CRM. They get videos on how to use the products properly. And again, I've done this much. All I've done is help them enroll. I've been that person helping them enroll, but I've not had to chase and spend that time to onboard. So the automatic messages are massive. And again, not just for Mon8, the automatic messages are so important to running your business effectively, in knowing that you are sending the right messages and you are sending them at the right time even. So the automated messages, again, they are set up. What you're going to need is there, unless you're getting the smaller package, but what you're going to need is there, but you have the ability to build things out. Everything within the CRM you can continue to add on to. And again, in the beginning stages, people are like, nope, I'm good. I will never get there. No. I promise you, you will. Suzanne Malone, I see on here, and Suzanne has been part since beta as well. And she is now building out her own little challenge in the CRM, and she's doing landing pages and forms. And I'm sure if you asked her at the beginning if she would have done any of that, she would have said there's not a chance. And here she is doing her own building of stuff. So you have free range to utilize this system how it makes sense for you and your business. We have stylists who use it, and they're actually starting to run their salons through their CRM accounts. So a lot of really cool things we can do. The other thing I want to show in here is sites. So sites is this area where we have landing pages. So we have a ton of pages that are lead generation pages. And what I mean by that is we have something called the birthday club that I mentioned. We have a networking form. The one tier has a spin to win. So we have a bunch of pages that you can share to social to get people into your system. We want to capture people's information. So we have lead generation tools. But not only that, we have something called a digital business card. And this digital business card is what links all of the pieces of your CRM into one place. And I feel like this, once people see this, I think it makes a little bit more sense as to, oh, okay, now this is how it all comes together. So I pulled mine up. So my CRM account is the larger tier, and we'll get into that. But it essentially brings, this landing page brings all of the different pieces of my CRM onto one page. So I'm just going to scroll down a little bit, and I'm going to show you some of the lead gen options. Spin to win. That is a game. That is a game that they can come in and play and potentially get a free product or something from me. But again, I've captured their info. Lead gen, I'm getting their info. They have the ability to schedule with me, join my birthday club, a networking forum. This is kind of like a blog about me, and then just some other buttons of ways to connect with me. So this is my one house for all of my CRM pieces and entities coming into one place. So this is when you start using it, this is kind of your main bread and butter of where they can find all of the information on you and how to get in contact with you, schedule with you, and learn more about you. So I do see, Toni, am I missing questions in chat, or are we okay? I do see there's tons in there. So, okay, cool. So I then want to stop for 1 second, just see, does anyone have questions about my quick little run through of kind of the back end of the CRM and then this kind of front prettier side of what our users will get to see? Do we have any questions on that so far? And if you're comfortable in chat, or maybe pop your little Zoom hand up, either way.
So Kelly, there was one right here, and I did not know the answer to Melissa's question. Can you import contacts from your iPhone, Facebook, and Instagram?
As long as you can get them into a CSV file or an Excel file, yes. So the only way you can upload into the CRM is through a CSV file. But I have copied contacts from places and paste them into an Excel file and download it as a CSV. So as long as those contacts you can copy from somewhere, then yes, they're uploadable. Okay, so I'm going to take us into, and if you come up with a question as we're going, I want you to pipe up and ask me. So I'm just going to go into the website here and we're going to walk through, did I miss it? There it is. We're going to walk through the 3 tiers and then we're actually going to hear from someone who is currently using the CRM and killing it. So we're also going to hear from her so you guys can get some field, other than me, some field people talking about it. So we have the 3-tier options. This is specifically for Monate people. So if you are on the call and you are not a Monate person or a market partner, there is a button at the bottom that says click to book a call. I want you to meet with me first. These 3 options here, when we deploy these accounts, they're very geared towards Monate market partners. So if you are not Monate and you are interested to know more, book a call with me. We'll connect and we'll walk through what it would look like for you. If you are a Monate market partner, 3 options, $4.99 a month, $29.99 a month, or $187 a month. Now, this is the subscription, the monthly subscription. We do pass-through text messaging. So what that means is you pay for text messaging on top of this, but the text messaging is dirt cheap. I think on average, I'm about $10 a month, and I send out a lot of texts. Emails are free. Texting costs us money. So just know about $10, depending on how big your contact base is, but about $10 a month. So I'm going to focus the most on the $29.99. I think this is where it makes the most sense for people right off the bat. The $4.99 only comes with the ability to really text. You get the option to build stuff out for yourself, but you really just get with the texting ability. The $29.99 comes with a lot of cool things. It comes with that email parser we talked about where it does your automatic flagship reminders and it's doing your new VIP onboarding and your new market partner onboarding. That's what comes in the middle tier. And it comes with some landing pages that you can utilize again for your lead gen. And it comes with that digital business card that you quickly saw of mine. So for me, the middle tier is a very great starting point. If you're like, no, I'm all in and I want to do the full meal deal, the 187 is awesome. You get the spin to win game, you get rollover chat, which is essentially live people helping you respond to your social messages or your text messages. So let's say, for example, someone messages me and says, hey girl, tell me more about the current flash sale. If I've gone into my little section in my CRM and answered all the details on the current flash sale, those live people go in and say, hey, here are the details, and they push my answer to them. So it's essentially, I'm still answering questions, but the live people are then taking my answers and pushing them to people if they're asking, hey, what heat can I use up to with this specific whatever? Again, if I have that answer to my questions, these live people can help. So the live rollover chat comes with the larger one, the spin to win, a ton of additional workflows. So the big one just has anything and everything you could ever imagine to run your business effectively. The middle one has also everything you could imagine, but the big one is just a little bit more. So what I've seen people do, come in at $29.99, they get comfortable with the CRM, and then they usually will say, I love this, I want more. And then they upgrade. And that is a great way to do it. There are so many pieces to the CRM. In the beginning, I find the $29.99 one makes the most sense because you get used to what's there. And then once you feel comfortable with that, you then add more onto it, which becomes that 187. So these are the 3-tier options. I know, or I'm sure a lot of you, maybe someone reached out to you telling you to come to this call. Each of the individual people who use the CRM are now affiliates. So we have an affiliate program as well. So our users who are loving it can share it with their friends. They have a specific link. So if you had someone reach out to you and you're interested to try the CRM, please reach out to them to get their link. If not, I am going to put this link that we're looking at right now into chat. Because if you do choose to sign up, you can do it right from, oops, that wasn't what I wanted. That works too, but you guys are already here. Okay, so if you decide to enroll and you are a Monate market partner, you can come to this screen and you can come and click whichever of the 3 options you want. If someone sent you here, get their affiliate link, the page is going to look exactly the same though. So I do want to make sure that you guys are connecting with the person who sent you here. And then you as a user, if you decide to come on board, you will get your own affiliate link that then you can share with your people. So Miss Jen Vale, do I see you somewhere?
I'm here.
Oh, There you are. So Jen started using part of beta. So Jen was like me right from the beginning. She started using. Lately, something has just clicked for this girl here where she is just killing it. So Jen, I want you to walk us through kind of how you're using the CRM in your business, what you've noticed different in your business, and just kind of give us the high level perspective of your usage of the CRM.
All right. So I addressed this last night on a call that I was on with Melanie, and I think Melanie's on this call. And I realized the other day, now I have been in a VIP slump. I don't make any excuses for it. I'm planting seeds everywhere. Hey, Melissa, but really nothing's blooming right now. So I have actually only had 5 new VIP customers since they announced Vegas, but I've been #1 in personal volume. You guys, I'm not saying this. I'm saying this like really humbly. I'm not saying this to toot my own horn. I've been #1 in PV on Jenny Sanzo's team for the last 3 months in a row. And my personal volume has fallen anywhere from like 67 to 6,900 a month with only 5 new VIP customers. And I am absolutely attributing that to the CRM. And there are reasons behind that. So I am not an expert in this. Kelly knows I have questions all the time, and I haven't even utilized this CRM for everything that it is. I am really honing in on the direct communication that I have with my existing VIP customers, and I am in constant communication with them for anything and everything. So it has given me the ability to provide absolutely the best customer service possible. And I have to tell you, if nothing else, the flagship text messages make it all worth it. They make it all worth it. Period. All capital letters. End of story. Couple reasons behind that. #1, if I drop the ball, like I used to use Project Broadcast, that's not automated. You have to go in and do that every time. If I dropped the ball, if I didn't remind someone, they could still get something that they do not want. And let's be honest, no one checks email. They just don't. They check their cell phone. So the email parser, the fact that my VIPs are getting those text messages saying, this is what's coming to you, this is how much it's going to be, this is when you need to make your changes by, they will reply to me thinking I sent it. And they'll say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I totally forgot to do that. So if they push their flex shipment, they're grateful that I reminded them because they're not going to get something that they don't want. So I'm providing like next level customer service right there. With them not getting something that they don't want, it allows for them to purchase what they do want, which could be from flash sales or restocking their items. It just really has like totally raised the bar. With all that said, I don't spam my people either, but I do send out the flash sale text messages. You guys, some people aren't going to want it, and that's okay. They want to discuss things another way. Don't be offended if they say stop to your messages. We've all had that before. It's just not for them. You can have one-on-one conversations with them a different way. It has really given me the time, because I'm saving so much time, given me the time to really go in and study what my people order, what they love, what's on their wish list, so that when these flash sales do come about, I can also tailor them so that I'm not broadly messaging everybody, but I'm following up with all of my skincare people, my styling people, my hair care people, and I'm able to send out messages and create just certain groups for those people based on what they want. So I've freed up time by using the CRM. It's allowed me more time to focus on other aspects of my clients and give them more value. I went back recently to doing the newsletter that I started last spring. I totally flaked on that over the summer. No excuses. I did it. I started back up, but doing my newsletter now, I send it out through the CRM so that everybody gets it. I'm very specific about what I send to them. And like I said, I'm able to do that because I know exactly what they're ordering, what they're loving, what they're needing, and what they're not loving. I am able to focus more, because I have this time now, on trying things in a different way with our products. So it's no mistake. I tell everybody about, you should be using mousse on your dry hair before you curl your hair now, because it's going to make your curls last longer. So I did a reel on Instagram. I copied and pasted the reel into the CRM. I sent it out to all of my VIPs. Now they're all ordering mousse. So they're ordering products that typically they never would have ordered before, because again, I have all this time now and I'm able to focus on other things. Product of the month. I don't know about you guys. I was completely slacking on product of the month. I don't know why. It's my fault. I was doing a disservice to myself, to my VIPs, to my team. You guys, product of the month gives us double PV. Double. That's insanity. So every product of the month that comes out, I pull the product info sheet, I get familiar with it, I do the reels about it, I send the info out in my newsletter through text messaging based on who I know could use that. And that has contributed to my personal volume blowing up. And same thing for new products. You know, we've always got these new products coming out, it seems like, or new to some people. And I've just used the CRM text messaging to communicate so much better, to give more value in multiple ways. And it has saved me so much time. So if for nothing else, honestly, you guys, the flagship reminders alone, I know I say it every time, but your people will find so much value in the fact that you are taking the time to remind them, and it's not coming out of your personal time to do it. It's just automatically happening. And that frees up time to focus on other aspects of the business, provide more value. Like I said, my PV has been through the absolute roof. This month, I'm $2,000 away from getting tier 3 for Vegas. And I definitely attribute that to the CRM.
That is amazing. I hear so much passion in your voice too. It's so fun. It's so fun.
I really love the fact that I now have this extra time to focus on doing reels, to exploring our other products, but I wouldn't have had that other time if I was just, constantly sending out individual messages and really tweaking everything. And now I just feel like there's more time in my day. And when I wake up in the morning and those flagship reminders go out, it's like I hear angels singing. It is the most beautiful thing. And your people appreciate it. They absolutely appreciate it. And because they're not getting products that they don't want because they forget your text messages or they forget to push back their flex shipments, they're more apt to be able to purchase things when flash sales come out or when new products come out, or the fact that I know what they love, what's on their wish list, what they haven't tried, what would be wonderful to put into their repertoire. They're just appreciative and they'll pay you back with business. So I hope I covered everything.
It's amazing.
Jen, one thing that I wanted to add to, and Kelly and I were talking about this, when we're setting up the nurture campaigns and, when we have the flash sales and stuff like that, my whole thing is that we have to provide value, right? So whatever we're talking about is that I don't care whose tutorial it is, share a tutorial, share an education piece. That is really important every time you send out a message, because your customers, they will thank you so much. And even if they don't have that particular hair challenge or hair type or whatever, they know of somebody who does. So that's going to stick with them. It's got stickiness.
And yeah. And you know what, I have to say that because this took me a while to actually utilize the CRM, like getting the people in the CRM first, because that's a habit to get into. When they come into the CRM first, and then you're able to see that conversion rate, when they do sign up as a VIP, they're immediately put into a workflow where they're going to get these welcome text messages, and they're going to have a link, and it's going to say, click here to see how to wash your hair, how to do an oil treatment. These aren't things that I had to make. I didn't have to make these videos. The CRM built this into the platform. So again, you're providing this value that you didn't have to take the time to do. And I don't know, I know I have the largest package, but I know that if you have even the $30, you can create a QR code. And I got the idea from Phyllis. Phyllis put her QR code on her lock screen of her phone. So even now, while I'm out, I just have people scan my QR code to take
mine.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, mine goes to my spin to win.
Yeah, and honestly, so I haven't even utilized the spin to win like I should be. Imagine what I could be doing if I were utilizing the spin to win. But it's like Kelly says, you have to kind of find the pace that works for you. And I'm still finding that pace. So I really just honed in on what was working. But now I do need to take the time and go in and really start utilizing every aspect of it. And I feel like all of those things they're going to come. They're there for us. You can't get overwhelmed with it. You have to find what works for you, learn that really well, and then move on.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Well, even Lisa in chat said that. So she said she was part of it earlier. It was a little bit confusing. She uses Project Broadcast. That's exactly when people get to this point where they're like, there's just so much and I'm not getting it. No, pick one thing that you're like, this is cool. I like that it can do that, and learn that really well, and then move on. Exactly what Jen just said. And then move on, because you're bringing all of these pieces of your business into one place. Imagine, and I use this all the time, imagine going to law school and learning that in 2 days. No, that's not how that works. So if you get overwhelmed, you need to give yourself that grace and that time to say, you know what, I'm going to put blinders on in a great way, but I'm going to focus on this one thing and then progress into the next. So
Kelly, can you pull up a sample of what the FlexShip reminder looks like?
Yep, of course.
Okay. While you do that, I saw another question here that I can answer. Make a suggestion. And this is a great suggestion because Amy, I thought the same thing when Jen was talking about her wish list, is that it would be great if we can build in a wish list for our current VIPs. And then that way we can store it in our information so that when we know, or when a flash sale comes out, or if we, the OFY or the product of the month or anything like that, we can keep in contact with those wish list wants.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. So this is the message. So the email parser, again, part of the $29.99 in the big package, will read your Monate emails, recognize, hey, there's a FlexShip for this person. It goes into your CRM, it tags them, and it starts this process. And it will send them a message to say, hey, you have a FlexShip coming up on this date. So it reads that from the email. Your order consists of, so it will tell them what's in that order. And then it reminds them about what a qualifying FlexShip is, how to use a code if they have it. You can customize this. For me, I'm in Canada. We don't have the points. So I remove that out of mine. It doesn't apply to I have like a few American VIPs. So you can customize this messaging, but just know it's, again, already set up for you to tell them the date, tell them the products, remind them to go change their date or push or do whatever. So then they choose to respond and say, hey, Kelly, I've been looking at Rejuvenique oil. Can you tell me more about that? Guess what happens then? I pick up that conversation as a human being, and I then help them. So the system does the admin work for me, and then I pick up and be that human piece and that human interaction with them. So I am still getting messages and I'm still responding. The CRM is just helping me do some of that admin work, if you will. I did see a couple more questions too that I wanted to make sure to tackle. You guys, look at you guys all over the place. I know we have Sherry as a Canadian in here. Oh, here's another one, Daniela. Whoop. Yeah, shoot, there was another really important one that I want. Oh, it was about the time to set up. So I don't remember who asked that one, and I don't see it right now, but someone asked about the length of time. Melissa, it was you? Okay. About the length of time to set up. So originally part of beta, it was a little bit more time consuming to get set up because we didn't have the processes in place. We had no training videos. We didn't have some of the customization pieces that we have now. So to get set up now, there are about 20 startup videos. They're each about 5 minutes long, and I walk you through how to get set up. So by the time you are through those videos, you should be at a place where you are ready to rock and roll. So the setup time, I would say 1 to 2 hours, maybe for you if you're brand new, because you're trying to figure out where all the pieces are. Now, I do have some people who right off the hop, they're like, well, I want to do this and try this and add this. That then will take more time. But if you're just going to do what we require you to do, by the time you watch those videos and you follow along, I would say 1 to 2 hours would be about fair. But again, we do 4 Q&As a week that people can come and ask questions if they're struggling to get set up, if they're not understanding something. We make sure, again, that you guys have those resources, but there are training videos that help you through the setup process.
What would be cool, and I know that Suzette said you can build out for your own wish list, but if we had just a template we could use to just make it user friendly for people.
Yep.
Oh, and you guys also too, Kelly does post in our Facebook group, our calls coming up, trainings, all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to drop the link here in our chat.
Perfect. Daniela, great question. She asked about a domain. So yes, if you have your own personal domain, we can connect your CRM to that. So for example, my website is kellylohner.com, but my CRM is connected to hello.kellylohner.com. So yes, if you have a domain, we can connect your CRM to that, or you can use an Effing Simple domain name. Domains cost like $8 a year to $12 a year. So if you want your own domain name to connect your CRM to, easy for us to do. And again, there's a training video on how to do that.
Well, not only that, you have everything in one place. So if you're outsourcing like through Wix or Weebly, you're actually probably paying more for it. You know, in the end run, where you can connect it to this, and then you're able to keep track of, I mean, like everything is under one roof.
So I'm just still scrolling through. The other thing I will mention, I haven't completely picked the starting date yet, but we've run a couple challenges, and essentially those challenges are additional trainings for the people who are part of the challenges to really say, hey, here's your well, I guess not spin to win, here's your event funnel, and here's how you actually use it. So we just finished a challenge. Today's our last day of that challenge, and I'm going to start one again right away. If you come in and you sign up for the CRM right away, you get yourself through the trainings that are already available. By the time you're through those and you're feeling more confident, there'll be a new challenge available for you to be part of. The best thing with our challenges, we're a little bit crazy. We pay you to be part of them. So we actually give you texting credits to be part of them and contribute to those challenges. So just know that there is one of those around the corner that will ultimately really help you get rolling with the CRM. Does this work with international phone numbers? Awesome question, Amy. Yes, we just recently launched out other countries to be able to message to. Price point on those, we don't really know yet. I don't know if, I think I saw her in here. Crystal came in here. So Crystal had a New Zealand contact that she was going to start texting. And unfortunately, we didn't know what that cost point would be. So we said, send a few messages. And then we have a place where we're very transparent about how much your text cost you. So we told her to go in there and look. So yes, you can text internationally. We don't know what those prices will look like quite yet until we have people using for other countries.
But we do know that it's more expensive than in the US and Canada.
Correct.
Just because
Correct.
that's where our main hub is. But you guys, the more users we get, the bigger discount that we are able to give through the text messaging services. I will also tell you too, with the $29.99 sign up, is that you get a $20 text message credit, which I don't think we mentioned, but yeah. So ultimately, okay. So here, the one thing is that text messages, regardless, they cost money, right? We just have the lowest price point that we can offer right now through any messaging service because of our agreement with Twilo. So, and they come in lower than any other service out there. So, you know, like for other competitors, you're charged a monthly fee and that's it, boom. But you can build on your credit. So if you only use $10 in 1 month, we're going to carry it over, right? But if you go over, let's say you're doing a mass campaign, let's say you've got your prospects in there, you've got your GV team in there for one group, you've got your VIPs in there for another group. And you guys, for especially me, and I think, I don't know what I have total, I think it's like 1,500 people in all of my different groups. It's like 30, 40 bucks a month. It's nothing comparatively speaking to touch points on, you know, your potential prospects. You're leading them through that nurture campaign that you've already set up. And it's the conversion. Bottom line is that it is the conversion, and that's what we want to see. Higher sales for reorders. That's huge with your current VIPs. How about referrals from your VIPs? Have any of you sent out a text message that are currently using the system and saying, hey, if you're loving my customer service, you're loving the product, I would love to give you a referral bonus for someone that you can send me that I can share this with and convert into a believer, you know, anything like that. So people want to, if they know you and they love the product, they want to send your information out to other people.
Mm-hmm. Daniela asked a great question about building out reminders for other company auto ships. So I hate when people say yes and no, but I have to say it right now. So yes, you can build those out, but there's not going to be that automatic trigger. So you would still have to do something in the system, like, for example, tag them with reminder or something, and then it can start that process, but there would be no auto tag. So you can build the campaign, but you would still have to manually do a little bit of that piece of the puzzle. So I see a few people saying you want in. So again, the link that I put, cam.effingsimple.com, or reach back out to whoever invited you. With the spin to win, does that originate from a QR code that my husband or my mom could share as well? Absolutely. So you can have a QR code for anything. So you could have a QR code that goes to your Monate website, for example. You can have a QR code that goes to Facebook. You can have a QR code for anything. But the great thing with utilizing QR codes within the CRM is if I'm out and about and someone says to me, oh my gosh, your hair is beautiful, I can be like, hey, take my hair quiz. And if I have a QR code, they just scan it quick and it brings up the quiz, versus me saying, okay, if you go to hello.kellylohner.com and then you scroll to the bottom and you click, no. That QR code, they scan it and they get where they need to go. So I have a folder on my phone where I have, bad example, but I only have 3, but I have a folder on my phone where I have two QR codes. So if I'm out and about and someone says that they want to learn more about the business, I have just 2 right now, but I'm going to continue to add into this folder. So if someone says, I want to take the hair quiz, oh, click, boom, scan this. So the QR codes are very handy to just direct people right away to where you want them to go versus the instructions and the long process of getting them there. Can we upgrade once we get the flow going? Absolutely, at any time. So it's a month-to-month subscription. So if you try it for 2 months, you're like, dang, this is awesome, and I got this, and you want to upgrade, absolutely.
Hey,
What is
Kelly,
oh yeah.
I'm sorry, can you talk about the app and how to originate things? Because I know originally we weren't supposed to, correct me if I'm wrong, be able to like set up messaging from the Effing Simple site on the phone, but I have figured out how to do it. But there's all but there's also an app, and I've been able to do this, you guys, from my laptop, from my iPad, and from my phone. But tell them about the Lead Connector app.
Yeah, so the CRM it's all done on your computer, so a laptop or a desktop. All the setup is easier from a computer. You can do it on an iPad, but you do need a computer. But there is an app that you can utilize on your phone that connects to mostly the conversational contact piece of the CRM. So we use an external app called Lead Connector, and it essentially allows you to, so Tony's shown it there. So it allows you to be able to communicate with and do certain bookings with contacts. So what that means is if you're out and about and you want to add a contact in, or you want to reach out to someone, you can do that. You don't need to wait till you get home to sit at your computer to be able to message that person. So there it is. So it gives you a lot of the data that the CRM shows, but it's doing it within this external app that we use. So Jen, what's up?
All right, you guys. So I just remembered this. So through the Lead Connector app, if you send out your hair quiz or skincare or whatever, and someone takes that quiz, you're going to get notified. And when you go to the contacts section of your Lead Connector app, you'll see it pulls in their email, their phone number. And if you scroll down, it pulls in their entire quiz. So you have these things like right at your fingertips. It truly just, it keeps getting better and better as you learn more about it.
And really in today's call, we've touched on like a minuscule amount of what you can do. And that's the craziest part for me, is that I continue to think of new, unique ways that I can use it. And I do also do, I didn't mention this, but I do also do a weekly power hour of how to use the CRM, because I've recognized people get set up and then they're like, I don't know what to do now. I have no idea where to go now. So we do a weekly power hour as well. So booking assistant, Amy asked about the booking assistant. That is an awesome question. So the rollover chat, the people who's helping you respond to your message, they are also booking assistants. So their job is essentially, if a conversation comes through and they can guide that conversation to a booking, they will book a consult, they will book a customer care call, they will book someone on your calendar for you. So they have been trained to be able to lead people to getting people booked on your calendar, is what the booking assistant is. And I'm really sorry if people ask questions above that and I missed them. I apologize, but hopefully you're getting a ton of questions that you may have had answered.
Yeah, I did answer most of them in the chat while you were sharing.
Perfect.
The only question that I see that has not been answered, and you guys, if we missed something, please re-ask it. Renee asked, she's like, I started in beta, couldn't keep up, dropped the ball. Do I re-sign up and start from scratch, or do I need to find my own login, my old login info?
You would start, so yeah, you would need to start from scratch. So anybody who was part of beta that didn't continue, we deleted those old accounts. They were an older version. So we've improved a lot. We've done a lot of changes. We've customized more. So the account is going to look the same, but very different in the sense of we've added some additional things in. So yeah, you would start from scratch essentially. Amy asked about what would you recommend focusing on first once we start with the CRM? I'm with Jen. The flagship reminders for me was massive. I used to print that out on a piece of paper and check off as I messaged people. I hated doing it. I knew it was important, but I did not like doing it. So for me, that to me would be the focus right off the hop. And it's very easy to get set up. And again, there's a video on how to get that rolling. Can you build out a work? Oh, that's Suzanne answering a question. Amy, the ideas on how to use a spin to win, we have training videos on that too, my friends. So if you're like, I don't know how to use that, I think I've done two or three trainings on that as well, on how to take advantage of the features that we have. You guys, so many good questions.
I know she was talking about flagship. It's that Canadian voice.
That accent.
The accent, yes.
What? I have an accent? Awesome. The QR codes are great. They really truly are. They will make your life so much easier to direct people where you want them to go. Okay, so I'm almost at the bottom here. I think we've got most of the questions. Again, for the link, you guys, the link that I sent, I'll send it one more time because it may be kind of smushed up in some of the above messaging. So that link, when you go down to the very bottom, it has the 3-tier options. Again, it's a month-by-month subscription. I say to people, at least give it 3 to 5 months to get comfortable with it and really feel like you truly understand it. And I can guarantee you, if you put in that time, you ain't going nowhere. You are not going anywhere. You're going to love it. Suzette, you're welcome.
I have to say, you guys, I've been in sales my entire adult life. And in sales, it's always about under promising and over delivering. And truly, like, this really does make it so you provide the best customer service possible to your existing clients and your new clients. And they're going to be so impressed. And you didn't really do much but set it up.
They don't need to know that though. They don't need to know that part.
Chris, look good.
Yeah, well, exactly. So Kristen asked a really good question. I'll answer this one and then we'll leave it at that. If you guys do think of other ones, feel free to reach out to me. She asked about, is there a way to do separate client customer lists? That I'm a stylist and just wondering how I can set that up. So yes, we have what are called smart lists. So typically when you come on board, we create you 4, we have you have 4, and that would be 1 for retail customers, 1 for VIPs, 1 for market partners, and 1 for prospects. But you can create as many as you want. So you could create 1 for women over 50. You could create 1 for whatever criteria, as long as you have that information in your system. So yes, you can create as many smart lists as you want, and you can organize your contacts however you want. That can be done through tags and through information specifically on contacts. So that is a really great question. Okay, hopefully I got all of the burning questions. I do see that Angie, you answered that as well, but I think that is a really, really important one, is to know how we organize our people. Because if we have a ton of people, it's more than that. We need to know how to organize them and take advantage of, not in a bad way, but take advantage of an organizational system to be able to market, nurture, and talk to those people effectively. So
yes, Kelly, thank you so much, you guys. So get in the CRM group on Facebook. If you have any questions or if you need anything at all, you can put it in that group chat that we have on Facebook, or you can reach out to myself or Kelly and we'll help you get connected. It'll be more like Kelly. So that's what we pay her really great money to do, because she is awesome. So you guys, just one last thing that I want to, and I probably should have led with this because I have had some people reach out and they're the reason, and I know that many of you know this, but some of you don't. The reason why we created this is because there was a need for it. Anthony and I invested a shit ton of money in this, and he probably invested double what I did, and you guys in the mid 6-figure ranges, because we saw the need, but we saw what it could do for people. And the one thing is that I don't care if you're in Monade or not. If you're looking at this from an entrepreneur perspective and trying to get, your business automated, is that I personally do not make 1 cent on any Monade market partner that's a part of this CRM, because for me, all I want you to do is move the needle on your team. I want you to move the needle in your PV, your GV, and your CV or your DV. That's where I want you to move the needle. And that's why I created this, is because for the last probably 6 years, this is what we have been talking about, the challenges that we have going to Instagram, going to Facebook. Oh, where did I hear from this person? I can't stay organized. It's time management and everything like that. This is why we created this. Okay. But we have a staff now of what, Kelly, 7, 8, 9, 10 people.
Yeah. It keeps growing every day, I swear.
Yeah. But you think about this, and we're able to provide them with jobs, right? So the great thing is that we're providing you a service. And regardless, let's just say I did create this, invested all of this money. I have not seen 1 cent even on my investment back yet, and not even in our residual income checks. But that's where it's going. But I don't want anyone to think, you know what, even if I did build this and was taking a portion of the profit, okay, there's no one else that's built something like this. But as you know, that's not who I am, right? I want to see you be more successful in your business. And that's where I'm coming from. So just please make sure that when you are sharing this with your teams, Kelly and I have talked about this. I want to know, I did this for you all, for every single person on our team, every single person in our Monade business, because it is the first ever platform that we have been able to create that is so far advanced in what any other platform can offer. There's no ClickFunnels, there's no website, there's no any service. There is nothing out there, not a damn thing. And so you guys most of you know my commitment to you, but going forward, and by the way, you guys, Spanish and French, they're going to be done by the end of the year. We forgot to mention that.
We did.
So, yes, we did. So we have teams in French-speaking Canada, and when we open France and all of these French-speaking countries, we're going to have that available. And then we know how many people that English is not their second language in either Spanish or French. They are going to have this fully available to use in just a matter of a couple of weeks. So that's where we're going. We are so innovative, far ahead of the curve. I have Anthony to thank for all of that, and Kelly as well. For me, I'm just somebody that saw a need. And so therefore, I want to thank you guys for being on with us for an hour today. I got to hop off. I have another call right now, and I want to thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Anthony, Suzette, Phyllis, Jen, Suzanne Malone, all of you guys, Sherry, all of you guys that have been with us. And I'm leaving out a few names since we started. Thank you so much. I just really want to thank Harry too. Really want to thank you so much for everything that you all have done to make this become a possibility. All right, you guys. So we'll talk soon. Thanks, Kelly. Thanks, Anthony.
Have a great day.
Love you guys.
Bye.